Hi everyone, my name is byjanemann and today I want to go over my year anniversary with Oralift and some tricks that I've learned during my journey. I also wanted to show you some of the photos that I have taken and documented. I'm going to give you 4 hints or tips that makes this journey easier, and then kind of what I expect to see in the next coming year. So let's first go over all of my photos and kind of look at the changes, the ebb and flow of the Oralift. I'm going to reach down and share my screen, and here we are. Hopefully you can see. I'm going to do that again. Stop share. Go. Hi everyone. Today we're going to talk about the Oralift. It has been a little over a year since I've taken my Oralift journey, and I thought it would be fun to look at my photos throughout the year. So I selected 4, and one is at when I first started, one is at 3 months, one is at 6 months, and one was taken just a couple days ago. So we're going to kind of go over the tips and tricks that I feel everyone should know, whether they're doing Oralift with me or just as a DIY. So I'm going to come over and share my screen. And here we are, Jane, over 2019. This before photo was taken in July 21st, the day that I was fit by Dr. Mahendra. And in my mind, I don't ever remember looking that way. But that's the thing. You never remember what you looked like because you're always looking in the mirror. So when I look back, I think, wow, I was really tired. You can see my face represents what I call the day after Christmas. And this is the kind of the falling of the branches, so to speak. You can see that my whole face is kind of down, and it is literally, if you would kind of put a triangle on my face, you would see that I am a classic sign that in anti-aging as a triangle. But look at 3 months later. First, the quality of kind of the texture of the skin and the eyes kind of stand out. But I think the next thing that stands out is the inverted triangle. We're starting to see a little bit of life in my mid-face. And that's what draws the eye, draws the consumer's eye or somebody else's eye to your face. They're looking for this opening. And look at the actual hooding of my eye. The first photo is a very, very classic sign. You see the tension above the eye and between the eyebrows of somebody that clenches their jaw. And so there is a lot of tension and really depletion of energy and fatigue in that area. In this second photo, just in 3 months, you start to see the change in the life that's coming on. There's still a bit of the dynamic wrinkle over my left eye, or in between, kind of in that posterior scabella region. But the eyes themselves have lifted quite a bit, and the forehead is opened a little bit wider instead of such a day after Christmas look. What I didn't expect to see was my lips. Look at how the lips are starting to take shape, and they're starting to fill out. Not like they're done, but definitely a more youthful version. And even the color of the lips and the texture of the lips is somewhat more youthful. The chin and the jaw are starting to take shape. But remember, this is 90 days of doing the Oralift every 3rd day. And I stayed at the 3 millimeter for a very long time because my jaw was very, very tight. And I stayed right around 20 minutes because I could not go longer than that. In the next one, the 6th month, there's a difference. There's far more toning that occurred, and we call this hypertrophy of the facial muscles, and this is a toning. And I feel like this was a game changer because that tone really reflected light differently than the first one, or the 3-month. We still have the dynamic line above the eye, but again, you know, the Oralift is working with your body's ability to regenerate. It's not magic lift, right? The jawline is starting to come around, and you're starting to see a little bit more sculptural look. The cheekbones are becoming more defined. The muscles are becoming more defined. And then this one, again, nobody really likes their own mug shots, but this was taken the other day. And my lips have really a nice texture, more youthful. My eyes are far more open. The line is seen to dissipate quite a bit. And the cheekbones are now becoming more defined. The jawline is far more youthful, and it definitely looks like an inverted triangle. And this is just a year, 365 days, every 3rd day. So to make this type of progress without doing fillers or Botox, to me, I was very, very pleased with my result. But one thing that I like to bring up is Oralift isn't just a treatment that we do and then forget about. It's not like we reach this journey and then we let it go and we go on to something else. Oralift is a lifestyle. It's something that you will incorporate into your daily activity on those chosen days as a form of rejuvenation. And in the pictures that I saw of Dr. Mahendra's in all the cases that he worked in London, these women in every single photo looked either younger or as though they didn't age, even 20 years later. So when I work with clients, I get so excited because I say, look in the mirror. This is probably the oldest you're ever going to look. So what did I find? What are my tips that I would give? The biggest tip, I think, is get an advisor or create your own group. Because I think in order to take this journey and feel good about it, you have to have a cheerleader and somebody with a different set of eyes. Many times when my clients come in, I'll ask, what is your North Star? Well, that is my way of saying, what is the thing that bugs you the most? What do you look for the moment you look in the mirror? And 9 times out of 10, people aren't looking at the thing they like. They aren't going, oh, I love my smile. Oh, I love, you know, the color of my eyes. They're usually looking at that one minute thing that you've become obsessed about that you want to change. And I see this with the Oralift. People will start using the Oralift and they'll say, I'm not seeing any change. I don't see any change. But what they're looking at is that one wrinkle right here. They're not looking at the full picture. So many times having a different set of eyes, or somebody then say, well, I really see it in the neck, or let's look at your profile. That is a game changer, and it really builds a confidence and enthusiasm in the treatment. The second thing that I think is incredibly important is don't overuse it. It is so human nature to see a result and think I can get better if I do more. And Oralift doesn't work that way because we are working with the body's ability to adapt. And when we use the Oralift, we're creating change like an exercise. So we always need to take a break. And that leads me into kind of the third, take your time. I was on the 3mm for a full year before I was ready to move to the 5. I could wear it 45 minutes easily. I could never get to an hour because I really, really paid attention to what was my body's feedback. Did I have tension in the temporalis? Did I have any tension in the back here? How did I feel the day after? So be aware and honor what your body is giving you, because I promise you, you will get better results by listening to that feedback and not rushing. The fourth and final thing I think is really important is don't micromanage your progress, because there will be ebbs and flows in your journey. You might plateau and for 3 months not see any change, and that's okay, because again, we're working with the full body. I want you to practice something super quickly. Sit up straight and kind of engage your abdominal muscles sitting up. Now, I want you to tilt your pelvis forward and bite down. Now, I want you to tilt your pelvis back and bite down. And now neutral. When we start working with the fascia between the occipital, the cervical, all the way down the spine into the pelvic region, that's all in the same fascial plane. So when you're doing the Oralift, you're not only affecting and improving the facial features, you're improving the posture. And as I've talked about in other videos, posture and the way we hold ourselves is just as much as an aging factor or a hint of our age as wrinkles. Because if you ever just looked at a woman walk in a room and she's upright and she's agile and she flows, that is kind of a characteristic of youth and health. The Oralift addresses so much of the ease, not only in the facial expressions, in the way that we sit, but just in the movement. So be gentle, be patient, and do this for the long run. Hands down, I think that of all the beauty tools you can invest in, the Oralift is one of the #1 tools I suggest first. If you'd like more information, you can go to my website, Beauty by Jane Mann, and that kind of outlines a little bit more of my journey. I have more pictures along the way, kind of documenting what I liked and didn't like. You can choose that I would be your advisor along your Oralift journey. And what that means is basically I fit you, and we meet at first every couple weeks, and then monthly, and then every quarterly, and you're involved in a group that I'm ahead of. And it's like a great way to share your highs and lows with a lot of people going through the same thing that you're experiencing. If you are a do-it-yourselfer and you're just like, thanks, but no thanks, that's okay, because I totally get that too. And you can go to oralift.com, and if you use my name, Jane Mann, and put a 10 after it, so it's Jane Mann, all lowercase with a 10, you can get 10% off. And that's really awesome, because that's a nice savings. Both programs come with an app that is really valuable insofar as that you can keep your progress and your photos in an organized manner, and you can always compare them and watch the progress. It also gives me, with your permission, chance to look at your photos and maybe give you other feedback that you're not looking for. If you have any questions or comments, please put them below. I love hearing a little bit about your experience if you're using it, or if you have questions, more questions about if it's for you or not. If you are a little embarrassed and you want to send maybe pictures of your teeth, you're welcome to do that. You can do that at my email, byjanemann@gmail.com, and pass along the video if you think someone would enjoy this. Till I see you again, remember, you are beautiful. It's about you and taking time for you.